Welcome to the More Than Just Dumbbells podcast. My name is Jason Lindsay.
And my name is Kitty Truex.
She co-hosts the program. I'm a sidekick of sorts. I guess you could say co-host.
We're co-hosters. Coasters.
Yeah, we'll go with it. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes, it is, Mr. Rogers.
Well, this recording, Kitty, is it's mid-January now. I don't think it's a big secret in the podcast world that we record. So these aren't live, and it's mid-December, and it's like 50-some degrees.
55 degrees
in Minneapolis, and
it's unheard of.
I'm not going to make this political, but this is weird weather, and it does lead sometimes to weirder weather like tornadoes. So I'm nervous about
tornadoes.
that. I'm nervous about that. Not so much for it can happen here in Minnesota. It can happen anywhere. But I bet Tornado Alley is going to go nuts today if it hasn't already. I don't check. I'm not a storm chaser. I don't want to be. I know what happened we know what happened in Kentucky.
It's a twista. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And by the way, speaking of that, the Mayville, Kentucky, right?
That was the one that pretty much mowed down, right?
Yeah, the town of 10,000 people, a lot of destruction. Did you hear about the guy named Jimmy Finch who?
No, you're going to tell me that.
He loaded up his a grill and like a smoker. And he said, these people need food.
Wow.
So do you hear about this, Dan?
No, I haven't heard
So he
that.
drives overnight and then sets up and has burgers and brats and food for people. And he had bottles of water.
Wow.
And he's made news. And so whenever this happens, let me back up. Sometimes when this happens, I go find this person on social media.
Sure.
We're Facebook friends now.
Oh, dig it.
I looked him up. He had 3,000 Facebook friends now.
Finch.
I don't know if he had that many before this, but I'm not the only one who did this. And you look at, and he's got pictures of what he ate. So it was him. And I'm like, friend request. And dang, a couple days later, people like him are the natural disaster.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah, Jimmy Finch.
Dig it.
Shout
out to Jimmy.
I hope
Finch.
I got that name right.
Jimmy.
I think it's Jimmy Finch.
Is it Jimmy Finch?
Gosh,
that's a great name. Jimmy
cool
Finch.
Dude. So Kitty, what's the topic today?
Gym etiquette.
So Kitty, when's the last time you had a gym membership?
Oh, a long time ago. A long time ago.
Really, more than 5 years?
More than 5 years.
So you're not a gym bobo. You're not a gym goer.
No,
you're a
no
workouter.
Bobo, no go-go, none of it.
And you've got a home gym. I'm guessing you got some power blocks in there.
I have power blocks. I have the adjustable kettlebells. I have the mat, the battle ropes.
And where did you buy those items, by the way? Where did you get those items?
Johnson Fitness.
Oh, you didn't go to powerblock.com.
Well, powerblock.com locally. I actually just put a thing on our TikTok. Johnson Fitness power blocks up in there.
So you'd actually bought them at Johnson Fitness. So which great retailer to go to if you're in. Well, they're all over the country.
Yes,
they're all over the country.
They
are.
Yeah.
So powerblock.com, where you can get what can you get at powerblock.com?
You can get adjustable kettlebells, adjustable dumbbells. You can get mats, power ropes, travel benches. You can get apparel now. I'm wearing a power block hat and a hoodie. What's up?
Yeah. And I'm wearing Peloton stuff.
You sure are.
I'm actually wearing a Peloton jacket. Which that's okay. So here's the deal.
They're not competitors. They're fine.
Here's the deal. They're not competitors.
No, I know.
No. In fact, I've said for years there should be a partnership, but what do I know? So you don't go to the gym. Why? Let me ask you this. When you did go to the gym, can you say the name of the gym? What was it?
Lifetime.
So big, decadent, marble floor gym.
Yep.
Did you like it or not like it?
I liked it because it had all of the equipment.
Yeah.
I didn't like it because it was overwhelming in a way.
Yeah.
There was just so much to do. It was overanalysis paralysis at times. The person I was 10 years ago when I used to go to Lifetime, obviously as a trainer.
Were you intimidated?
Yes.
And can you get
by the bros?
Was that what it was?
I got a lot of creeps too.
So, okay, well that's two different things.
Sure.
The pervs or the creeps.
A little bit of both. Yeah, little A, little B.
So that's annoying. I mean, I'm assuming annoying. But,
yeah.
But the intimidation was in what way?
For example, you see just big, huge, muscly people.
Yeah.
You also see people that it just looks like they are so intense all of the time. I was like, is anyone even having fun? Is anyone even present and enjoying themselves? Or are they all just,
So, okay, no, all right.
Are they punishing themselves?
So you weren't, was there ever any I'm inspired because this person is fit.
Like when I was ellipticaling next to someone and they were just a little bit faster than me, I'm like, oh, hell no. And I would do it up a little bit. So we'd kind of race without saying anything.
But what about like looking at a gal going, oh, I'd like to have arms like her or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
some of that? No?
I would say I would get new ideas for moves.
Okay.
So I would be inspired that way. It wouldn't be like, ooh, I'm competing against her.
I dig it. So I like it. So I've been to Lifetime. I've been a member of Lifetime. I've been a member of, oh man, so many gyms.
All of the above.
Well, I mean, Anytime and Snap, the neighborhood gyms.
Yep.
And then now Planet. And I'm 48, and so when I was 28, there might have been there was intimidation. I was a Lifetime member at 20. It's 20 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Just go with that number. And at Lifetime Fitness, I would go at 11 o'clock at night.
Oh.
My schedule allowed it. I forget what I was doing then. I might have been in grad school. I don't remember what I was doing. But I would go there and work out because it was not busy. That place was busy. Now, this was before there was gyms everywhere.
Yeah.
This is before. I mean, they made so much money back in those days, and I think they do just fine now, but COVID or whatever has affected them a little bit. But so many people there that the gym, it didn't die down until 10, 11 o'clock at night.
That makes sense.
And when I was working at gyms, and I often had a job at a gym throughout my career, I would keep a membership at another gym.
Oh, why so?
And I never told anybody for obvious reasons. Ownership knew, or my boss would know, but because I couldn't work out there. I would have somebody there was, and by the way, for good reasons. So I was head of membership sales, so I would go work out on the floor, and then there'd be a call. Jason, you want to take this call? Well, of course I did. It's a potential lead.
Yes, okay, that makes sense.
And I was like, if I'm not there, I don't out of sight, out of mind. But in all these gyms I've been to, and in your Lifetime membership, which were you a member for a year? Do you remember how long it was?
I don't remember. Probably like 3 years total.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you a regular goer, right?
Yeah, at the time.
There's some do's and don'ts.
Yeah. I'm glad we're bringing this up.
And so we're gonna try to offer you guys some things that some of the stuff might be obvious, so we'll hopefully go quick through the obvious stuff, but maybe some not so obvious. You're gonna start.
Sure. Read the rules. Does your gym have rules?
I would never read anything. I'm sorry, this is good. I love it. So I'm supposed to stop and read the the pool, the rules of the pool.
No. I'm saying pool like shoes. Can you lift barefoot or not?
Oh,
we had Exos girl who likes lifting barefoot or
Jamie
chalk.
Lafler.
If there's chalk, can you do anything like that? Don't stand in front of the mirrors, or can you drop the weights? Things like that.
Where do you find these rules?
That's a great question. I'm saying, do they have them on the mirrors next to the dumbbell rack?
So you're saying it's a good idea. So I'm almost feel bad for laughing. But let me back up. You're saying, hey, before you go, find out what they allow or don't allow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think and it's probably buried in the contract that you signed. Well, I guarantee you it's buried in the contract you signed. But so rather than that, because that's something you probably signed online, you scroll to the bottom, signed, right?
Yeah.
Is ask the manager front desk, hey, what are the rules here?
And that's my next point is ask.
Yeah.
Ask if you don't know instead of looking like a dork.
Yeah.
Or getting kicked out of the gym by being barefoot if they don't allow that. That's just ask.
Well, I don't think there's a gym that I've ever been to that would allow barefoot. So I think that one's pretty safe.
Really?
Guaranteed not. You're not going to be able to go barefoot. Maybe in the workout room where nobody's there to see you, but you're not going to be on the squat rack barefoot, are you? That's a good question.
Who knows? Maybe that's a thing now, isn't it? It maybe didn't used to be a thing a long time ago.
Okay. Sorry, I blew up. I guess. Kitty,
don't yell.
Are you done yelling? Kitty Truex. Okay, yeah. It doesn't apply to me. I'm not going barefoot.
You're not barefoot.
Jamie Lafler, sorry. You didn't sell me. You did a really good job of explaining the benefit.
Did.
But And by the way, Jamie, it's been like 90 days. You should share again. Anyway, what else do we got?
Put your back.
Put your what?
Put your shit back. Put your stuff back.
Like what?
Like your weights, your bands, your dumbbells, your all of your Olympic weights. Put all your stuff back.
You're suggesting there's people who don't do that?
1,000%.
I'm not sure I like these things, by the way. I can't see your face. It's your mouth. It's that whole.
Is that better?
Well, yeah. That's just,
I know. You want to see my smile, right?
I'll keep mine. You don't care. Nobody cares about my messed up grill. No, I'm fine.
Put your crap back. That's what I said.
So there's people who don't put their weights back.
Yes. There are pictures on Reddit of people that don't put their stuff back.
Well, so
don't be that bro.
I'm going to do just a quick segue to when I owned a gym. There was and I didn't come up with this. I learned this from a mentor. But he said probably at least once a year you got to fire a member.
Ooh.
And,
I think we've discussed this.
Oh,
Keep
yeah.
going.
I was like, well, I told my management, I said, look, first people we're going to fire is somebody who perpetually doesn't put their weights back. We got cameras. We can figure this out. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it was so, and I'm not saying that's the reason. It's also probably because it was a neighborhood gym with only 700 members, 2,500 square feet, something like that. So what, we didn't have.
So you could pick out the perpetrator really easily.
No, we didn't have. Yeah, that too. We didn't have a problem with it. It wasn't an epidemic.
Okay, sure.
But let me backpedal here. Here's the main reason, by the way. First of all, it's rude. It's kind of like the shopping cart thing.
Yeah. Okay. Don't put your shopping cart.
Oh, those people should flat out be executed. I mean, just
Come on.
I'm exaggerating slightly, but the shopping cart.
Yeah, I hear you.
Is my manager or a manager of a gym ask that person. Go to your local Snapper anytime. I know you're not going to drop everything you're doing and do this, but if you're listening and you're a member, ask the manager how many 45-pound plates are moving around on a daily basis in an 8-hour shift. It's so people are doing it.
Sure.
So now I know this. Gosh, but I don't understand it either. But do you think do you think there's any I just forgot, or is it just?
I mean, could you use that as an excuse? No, I just forgot. But I don't know. If you've done it once, why would you forget it twice?
Do you even put your weights back, bro?
Yeah, bro. And also cleaning up after yourself, cleaning the sweat. I mean, some people just clean the handles. They don't clean the actual back of the seat.
I'm terrible. I admit.
You're the non-cleaner.
I need to get better at this.
Ooh,
yeah. Just so we're clear, you almost will never find me on a elliptical or a treadmill.
Okay.
But if you did, whether it was for 10 minutes or 30, I'm cleaning that thing down just fine.
Sure.
Where I'm bad is I'll go over and do a set on the pull down.
Oh, okay.
And I don't clean it.
I got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's just a little gym etiquette.
Yeah.
Share and don't stare. Share, right?
Well,
for example,
this rhymes.
Don't hog.
I see.
Don't hog the dumbbells. Don't hog the squat rack. Don't hog the elliptical or the treadmill. Don't hog it.
But we need to define hogging.
Okay.
Give me an example of what would that be considered hogging.
Okay, so there used to be the abdominal machine where you'd kind of hang your legs and then lift up your legs. There was only one of those at my gym, and there was this one girl who would literally use it for 2 hours at a time.
So is it kind of like the Roman chair thing where you get up, you hoist yourself up?
You hoist yourself and then you lift your legs to work your lower abs, yes.
It's a good core deal.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I need to understand. She would hog it for 2 hours?
Well, she would put her towel over it, right? Because there's this thing called reserving.
Yeah.
Where she put her towel over it and then she would lift her dumbbells, she would do her blank, and then she'd go back over to it. So while she was doing her other workouts, no one could use the one machine for that purpose.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Dan, do you have any Xanax or anything? Because I'm about to go off on a tangent.
Oh, snap.
I absolutely. You want to forget about the shopping cart people?
Those are the people?
The COVID at Planet Fitness, and it's the only gym I've been into in the last few years.
Okay.
So I assume it's similar, if not identical, everywhere else. They cut down because it's social, and I'm not making fun of social distancing, okay, but they cut down on benches because they had to be 6 feet apart.
Makes sense.
And so there's 3.
3
benches at a gym that has 5,000 members, and you go there at 11:30 a.m., which is kind of a lunch crowd.
Sure.
And there's Joe, there's Jane, and there's Harry with their towels, and they're not going anywhere for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And
they're stretching.
And by the way, they feel, in my opinion, more validated because of the COVID context.
So they're using it
If this was before COVID, I think you'd see a little bit more of looking around. Does somebody need to use this?
Sure.
But now it's my germs for now. I don't know. But this is coming from somebody who never does anything more.
He's yelling, Dan.
Who never does anything more than one set, move on, and I come back, but moving around.
Sure.
So don't camp, people.
There you go. Camping. Yes. Do you have
to
let it linger?
If you're gonna camp, go out in the freaking.
Camping's intense.
Camping.
That was a dad joke.
Jesus.
God. Anyway, another one would be very respectful of people's space and their time.
Elaborate.
In the sense of, don't, if someone is right at the dumbbell rack, for example, don't stand right next to them waiting for the set of dumbbells that they're about to put down or what have you. Give people their space, get out of their workout.
Is this COVID or non-COVID?
This is both.
All right.
This is absolutely both.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. Not as concerned about that one, but I'm glad you brought it up. I'm reading off an article I printed, and I know this isn't what you got your information off, but you're pretty much naming everything they named, except a couple things I think that you might be
Go
coming
for
up. What about the squat rack?
Yeah, tell me about the squat rack.
So there's always kind of been this thing where it's like, dude, don't do arm curls in the squat rack.
Right.
And I've always thought that was, I don't disagree necessarily, but I've done it now. But hang on,
Okay.
hang on. So the Snap Fitness in Uptown Minneapolis, which is long gone.
Uptown.
I would go at a time, I was self-employed for 10 years, insert joke, Dan, and I would go I would go there at a time, there'd be almost nobody there.
Okay.
And so I'm
And you'd make the squat rack like your space? Kind of?
For a very short period of time.
Okay.
But I'd look around, anybody, want it, you can jump in. But I would finish, the workout's done, and I would do 3 sets of arm curls, barbell arm curl. And I do it right there because it was all set up.
Okay.
And I always felt like, man, I'm this guy. If anybody's,
You're the guy.
But I get why they say it, because what they're saying is don't take up the squat rack in a busy gym to do arm curls.
Right. Yes.
What's
That's
the squat?
exactly
The squat
what it
rack's
means.
for squatting. Yeah.
Hence the name. Makes sense to me.
Yeah. So there's that.
You're the squat rack, bro?
What about what about this one? The phone.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought this up.
Stay off your phone.
Stay off your phone. No chitty chatty, kitty cat. What do you think about selfies in the mirror?
Well, I mean, my blood pressure goes up, but
Gym
sure.
selfie?
Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah, okay. Now we're
Gym selfies.
Thankfully, I haven't seen it much.
Okay.
But you know where I have seen some weird stuff is the
Do
locker
tell.
room.
Oh yeah, yes.
Like,
there are now
the dude with his shirt off posing, and
Yep.
I've actually seen it where a friend of his is taking pictures.
Oh yeah, that's like super IG influencer stuff.
Yeah, people care about
Gymshark.
All right, but what about like the phone? Like so don't talk on the phone.
I wouldn't.
Okay, what about headphones? Those are
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What about a lot of cologne or perfume?
I would say take a shower, wear clean clothes, but skip all of that, because when you sweat, when you perspire, it gets even more strong.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't smell themselves.
So if I'm hearing you right, probably Lifetime as well, but don't go to LA Fitness.
Oh yeah.
Well, that
A lot of Aquadagio and
okay. There's
Lifetime
one.
Fitness?
From what I've heard,
Oh,
that's a pickup joint of sorts. I mean, that's
Cougars and Pumas.
Well,
oh my.
here's why. If you're 25 years old, you're out of college, you're starting a professional career, you're living in the city, right?
Okay.
Lifetime's going to cost you $100 a month.
Show is.
LA's 35.
Okay.
Where are you going? Right? The bros and the gals. And I saw this at Lifetime back in the day.
Yes.
Because when I worked at Lifetime back in the day, and I really mean back in the day, it was the price of LA now, but that was years ago.
Right. Okay.
There was a time when Lifetime was affordable. I don't want to make it sound like that, but it
I
was
understand.
less
Yeah.
expensive.
Yep.
And that's what you saw.
Huh.
At 5-6 p.m. after work, the gals were there to
Full makeup, nails,
there was makeup
all of that?
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't want to sweat. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Completely opposite of like walking into a CrossFit now, where you see the gals.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where they're badass.
They are
So,
badass.
What else we got?
What's
here?
the wad? I'm just kidding. Bring a towel. Plan your workouts. It's probably good to plan your workouts if you're planning to go to the gym.
Well, we're talking
even though
etiquette.
you win it.
We're talking
you
etiquette
wing
here.
It.
We don't.
I'm just doing some just get your stuff together. Get your poop in a pile, y'all.
Here's one. I'm going to read this because
Okay.
I do's and don'ts. This is under the do.
Dig it.
Do choose good timing when starting a conversation. Talking at the gym is okay. It's a social place. I thought it's a special place. It's a social place. But keep in mind that some people don't like to chat much during their workout.
Makes sense.
If you choose to strike up a conversation, there are a couple things you'll want to pay attention. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I have never, ever had anybody, shocking I know, strike up a conversation with me that I can think of.
Hey there, buddy.
But I'm a dude.
Yeah.
And not a very attractive
Most
dude.
of the conversations have been bros giving me unsolicited advice.
Which by the way, we have to talk about because
Okay.
I've heard about this. I've never done it, never will do it. It's not my jam. I thought that this was an urban legend. This is real.
Oh yeah.
This
yeah.
this is how obtuse and naive and stupid guys are at the gym.
Well, they think it's like a pickup line.
I'm making the
kind of
assumption it wasn't welcome, so maybe I should wait for you.
Oh, no, I definitely did not want
Yeah.
it. No, definitely unwelcome.
Can you remember like the typical approach? Hey, look, if you do it this way, I don't. I mean, what?
I can't remember like verbatim.
Oh, man.
Something along the lines of.
Please email podcast
You would have-
podcast@powerblock.com.
that would be great.
Forget my story, which we don't have any for today, but we'll have hopefully next week we'll have some of my stories. But give me a story on the gym.
On unsolicited advice.
Yeah, specifically that. Yes.
100%. And it was just creepy unsolicited advice. Like, hey, I've been watching you and your form. Like, don't open up with that. P.S. LOL. Don't open up with that. Hey, I've been watching your forum, and I think that maybe if you do this with your blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I appreciate that input. Thank you. I've got to finish my workout. I'm on a tight schedule. That was my shutdown. Over.
Maybe we should do an episode on how big buff guys, how they can fit in at a gym.
Okay.
Because you've already said, you were intimidated.
It's intimidating, absolutely.
And the research.
And I don't want to say intimidating like, oh, you scare me. It's more like
no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Psychologically uncomfortable, perhaps, in some way, shape, or form. The research has been there. Whether it's a male or a female, those guys can make, but specifically females, not want to come to the gym.
Sure.
And
is it because they're big, or is it because they're giving unsolicited advice?
Well, I don't know the answer.
Okay. I would like to know the answer.
I would too. But I know this. You won't be surprised to hear this. And I thought about this today.
Try me.
In 2005 or 6, when I was helping a Snap owner get their gym open, I was there for 2 or 3 weeks. Apple Valley, Minnesota, by the way.
Dig it.
There was a dude, super big, like, I'm not going to say he was on steroids because I don't know. But if he said he was, you wouldn't go, no way, right?
Okay.
So
it would make sense.
Yeah. He goes, man, they really got to. I wish they'd just give a discount, man. I got like 6-7 guys like me that like to lift that'd love to come here. And he kept bugging because he joined, he was one of the first members.
Sure.
And finally I go, listen, dude, don't take this the wrong way, but we don't want
we don't want your kind here?
I didn't say it like that.
But
I go, let me explain. You don't know it, you don't understand it, and I know you guys mean well. And they are very helpful. Especially those guys, not the creepies like you were talking about.
Sure.
But women take a tour of the gym and see 2 of those guys in the squat rack. They don't join.
Why is that psychologically a thing?
I don't know, but
I get it.
But I toured at Lifetime. I could see it in the eyes of the females, especially looking over at that loud.
Well, and I think as a woman, like subconsciously,
it's unfair.
It is super unfair because those are probably really nice guys that know how to work
great.
out really well.
They're great. They're helpful.
But I think as a woman, speaking from a woman, I think subconsciously there's a feeling that he can overpower me. Yeah. What if I'm in the parking lot or in the lot, something like that?
Yeah.
He can overpower me, and that doesn't make me feel safe. I don't know. Who knows?
Possibly.
Let us know. Podcast@powerblock.com.
Whenever I was in a gym with guys like that, I shouldn't say whenever. At times, a few times, I would go ask, "Hey, dude, I've never used this machine. What's your? They don't care if they're helping male or female. They just like to offer
They just like to help, of course. Yeah. Well, they've been doing it. They're kind of an expert at it, I would think.
Yeah.
I got a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
Ready? How do you ask if you can work in with someone? Have you ever asked someone to work in?
It's a great.
What the hell does that mean?
You don't know what it means?
No. Well, for our listeners, what does it mean?
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
You're at a neighborhood gym with one free bench, and you need to do some bench presses.
Okay.
You're gonna do your 3 sets at 145, whatever it is, and there's a guy or a gal on that bench. And let's just say guy in this case, a couple of bros, and you'd say, "Can I work in?" And the etiquette there is he's supposed to let you. It is not usually what happens. I'm one of these guys. I'll just do something else.
Oh.
I'm not gonna ask to work in.
Okay.
I don't need to do the bench press that bad. My fitness doesn't revolve around needing to do that. But there might be people who are, or people who are just more comfortable. It's a pain. And when I say pain, because when I say a pain, this guy's doing 225. I'm doing 150. You got to
switch it out.
But people make it work. So I don't want to make it sound like you shouldn't ask. You should have every right to ask. And the person who is already on that bench, who's claimed that bench with their towel or whatever, even during the COVID winter of our discontent, should get up and say, "Yeah, no problem. I'll let you work in." So
Okay.
that's what working in
I've
is.
always heard that working in should be done. For example, you were saying 225 and 145.
Yeah.
Like if they're lifting or doing something near to what you were doing, that's a good
Well,
good
sure,
segue.
but that would make it great. But now you have to stand there and go, I'd like to work in. Let me look. What's he doing? No, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, how do you work in? You ask
Yeah.
or not. That's the answer to the
Yeah,
question.
I would say get some power blocks.
Yeah.
And I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
And if let me say this, and I don't care if gyms hear this. If the only time you can go to the gym and lift weights is 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, buy some power blocks.
Buy some power blocks
and go
is
home
right.
and do it. Because the gyms, once things are back to kind of normal, and I've said this for years, if the gym isn't busy at 5, it's not going to be around in 6 months. If it's busy as hell at 5, you can't work out. So
Right.
there you
So
go.
that's a big spectrum.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the pendulum there.
Yeah.
Can I swear or grunt in a gym?
Not at Planet Fitness. You certainly can't grunt. Well, they have a Lunk alarm at Planet Fitness, and depending on the
A
franchise,
Lunk alarm?
you don't know about the Lunk
No.
alarm?
What is that?
How many minutes are we in?
You're 26 minutes in.
Okay, we'll finish on this.
Okay.
Okay. So, Planet Fitness, Planet Fitness is the judgment-free zone.
Got it.
Okay?
Yes.
No gym intimidation, as they like to say.
Okay. All right.
And they have something called the Lunk alarm that's named after Ricky the Lunk. Now, Ricky the Lunk is described, and it's in their gyms.
Okay.
Is a guy who wears a tank top, who carries around a jug of water, and a couple other things in his grunting when he lifts. I think that's the three things. Okay. And they don't want Ricky the Lunk.
Okay.
So who's judging?
Ah.
I mean, the irony, the hypocrisy is fascinating.
Judgment-free zone, but
It's-
if you want to do this, you can't.
It's the same thing with people who say cursing
It's
is so
super
unattractive.
mean girls.
Right?
Yeah,
Cursing
yeah,
is so unattractive. So is judgment. Move
Yeah,
on.
move on. Exactly.
So anyway,
Huh.
there's an
Judge
alarm.
duties.
There's an alarm. If somebody's,
They set off the alarm.
and I guarantee you, in America today, I can't guarantee you. In Minnesota, the Planet Fitness in Minnesota, it hasn't been set off in years.
Because we're too nice.
No, the franchisee said don't set. I don't care. Don't set that off.
Sure.
They're individually owned and operated. They're franchised.
Got it.
But I can't pretend it's not getting set off somewhere else. I do think it's because of social media in the last 10 years, it's largely not a thing.
Okay.
Because they have had some negative exposure.
Well, I would think so.
Because of that. And so it's
Wow.
my long wind up to this. If you're lifting weights and you're not grunting, you're not doing it right.
Get some power blocks and grunts
So
in
if
your
you
garage.
go to Planet Fitness in Minnesota or anywhere, forget Minnesota, they're not going to set the Lunk alarm. If they do, take that as an homage to yourself. Be proud of the fact that you set the Lunk alarm. I tried to get it set off.
Oh, yeah?
And did a social media experiment. There's a YouTube video about it.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
they didn't set it.
They didn't do it.
Well, I went up to the manager. I go, "What's up?" She goes, "Well, we don't do that here."
Huh.
That's how I learned that in Minnesota. She goes, "Franchisee doesn't want us to do that."
Well, then
I
they should
tried.
probably take Richard the Lump out of there.
But Planet Fitness also does not have a squat or a free squat.
Oh.
So it doesn't mean you can't grunt with other stuff. But anyway, yeah. So
Okay.
that's-
Huh. So the answer is you should be grunting, but you can't.
And so I just admitted that I'm a member of a gym who I have problems with, but it's $23 a month. So,
Made that obvious.
and I got my power blocks. So.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? I actually just wanted to segue really quickly. After we got done with the Kettlebell King, B-Rad Nelson,
Yeah.
I have been utilizing my adjustable kettlebell every single day,
Yeah.
and it is freaking rad.
Well, he inspired you to do
He
more.
inspired me because he said when you do the kettlebell,
Yeah.
you put cardio and your weight training
yeah.
and your sculpting together.
Yeah.
And so I'll do like a 20-minute bad rad Tabata
Yeah.
and just annihilate.
So
And I love it.
so you think about this: if you're in the summer in Minnesota, or if you're in more,
I can take it anywhere.
or if you're in better climates than we are,
yeah.
in the back of your SUV or car, you can throw a sport bench. Or not sport bench, a travel bench. Sorry.
Yeah, travel bench.
And your dumbbells, whether it's 24s, 32s, 50s, whatever. Right? I put up to 70
Sport
pounds.
24 is done.
But to save even more space, you don't even need the bench. Just put your small or large or both adjustable kettlebell, and think about that workout. You don't
Choose
even
your
need a
adventure.
bench. You can
Yeah.
just you can do swings. You can do the press. You can do
Oh,
all
swings
kinds.
are awesome.
And finish with Turkish get-ups.
There you go.
Yeah.
I absolutely love my kettlebell. So just throwing that down. Boom shakalaka.
All right. Well, I think is there a recap
think,
or are
yeah.
we done? Did we leave
Read
anything
the
out?
rules,
If
put your
anybody
stuff
out there,
back.
this one I like because I think email us. Yeah, good call. Email us if you think if you guys missed some etiquette. Do this, don't do that. Something that drives you nuts at the gym. Something you think people do that they shouldn't do.
Yes.
Or shouldn't do that they do or whatever. Podcast@powerblock.com. What's this?
We also have a promo code, Jason. For those people
do tell.
for those people that have gotten through this entire episode, that have taken the time to subscribe and review and share and
be
support,
dope.
It's gonna be dope. You're gonna love it.
Sit back.
Yep,
Gonna be dope.
you're gonna love it. A promo code for 5% off of your order. Do you want to tell them what the promo code is, Jay?
The number 5, letter M, letter T, letter J, letter D, 22. The number 22 at the end.
Say that one more time.
That's 5. MTJD, sorry, which stands for more than just dumbbells. 5 MTJD 22.
Boom. That's your promo code. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of the Power Block squad. We are sponsored by Power Block. Check them out at powerblock.com for blogs, podcasts, recipes, affiliates, partners, all of the cool stuff.
Gonna be dope.
Gonna be dope. See you next week.